Okay, folks, I'm back. It's round 9, and so what's going on is, as part of the negotiations, in order to kind of keep the peace here, what we've done is we've decided to designate this area. I'm just going to, oops, clear that. Okay, so I'm going to be keeping here on this. Sorry, let me start again. That's not quite right. I'm going to be occupying this territory and backwards, right? And my opponent here, he is going to be staying on this line and backwards. Now, as part of the agreements, he was like, okay, look, this is going to cause danger because until we end the war, he's going to be getting danger because of this asset, okay? In the same way that I'm going to be getting a danger penalty to my territory. Let me just show you what I mean by that. So I'm probably getting danger now in High Peak. Yeah, look, we are. Oh no, it's diminishing. But like basically, he was saying that he was worried about danger in this. So I said, look, I'll let you. You know, he's offered. He said, can I keep a unit here? And I said, look, I'll roll back. You can keep a unit here, and then the rest of it will be a demilitarized zone. And he said, okay. So basically, we need to keep these hexes from. Yeah, let me draw it again because I think it's helpful to have the. Yeah, there we go. Look, I think it's helpful to have this. Oops. Oh dear. There we are. I just want to put this on, and also I need to put my units back on. There we go. So there we are. It's this line here basically. There, that one. So yeah, it's useful to have these ones kind of clear, and then we've got like a demilitarized zone. So it's kind of more difficult just to start rocket bombarding people later on in the game. Although that's probably what's going to happen. And we were chatting, and we basically agreed. Like, look, I said, look, I think I've got a fairly good chance of just coming in and steamrolling you here, mate. I honestly think that I can probably do that. And but by the way, I am going to sneakily. I'm meant to be keeping it up this way, but I'm going to sneakily take these back. I think. There we go. Because I kind of don't want him to have that. I might see if I can station something here. These guys are going to be out of supply, by the way. Okay, there we go. I managed to just free up those troops too. Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna keep on this line now. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get these troops. I'm gonna get the first, and I'm kind of gonna station them. You know, on that line that I've said I'm gonna keep to. We're gonna have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, something like that, and then I'll have we'll be able to put some other troops there too. So that is that. We've kind of we've come to an arrangement, and yeah, so. Just with regards to how the game's going to play out, I think we just thought it might be more, rather than sort of trying to kill each other early on in the game, it might be a little bit more fun to try to, to see what happens in the end game content, right? Because we don't always use that stuff. We don't always see that stuff. I don't really want the game to be over where we're just kind of outmaneuvering one another with light infantry brigades, basically. I think that might not be quite so, quite as fun as things could be. Okay. This means that the my second infantry brigade, now we've secured a peace, they're free to go up here, and I think what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to go straight up this way and take these guys up here. I think that's my next job. So let's just get group move on, move these guys up here. Yeah, we don't have any logistic points to be able to start moving stuff by strategic moves. So I think I think I'm gonna I've got to keep my eye on him. He's sneaky, and I'm sneaky too. But I think we should probably just make sure that we're not going to be causing problems. Now, what I think I'd like to do is I could do with. Yeah, I think this brigade's going to go up this way, and I've got this second brigade here. What I want to do here is just let's use the industrial points I've got here just to replenish those. So we'll go into this battalion here. Can we do it from this one? I don't think we can. I think we have to do it individually. Yeah, I think we have to do it individually. So if we just go into unit admin for each brigade, I think that's how we've got to do it. Yeah, that's how we've got to do it. So it's no problem. Now, the automatic way of doing it, of course, is just to load them in here, keep them in place for one turn. I mean, I can do that as well. That's also a way. But one thing I've learned with Shadow Empire is if I do it manually, I know it gets done. And sometimes Shadow Empire is a bit like, sometimes it does what you want it to do, sometimes it doesn't. Kind of got a mind of its own. partly because I don't fully understand how the logistics stuff works. Also, I'm not careful enough to kind of really carefully calculate leaving enough logistics points for stuff like that. And sometimes you know all the rules and it just does its own thing. Like just a bit weird. So yeah, okay, let's get these up here and we're going to start pushing these troops back. I'm going to invade these ones. Okay, they're well out of supply now. Let's cut this off for everything except pool points. Okay, and I think what I said I was going to do, I think if I'm going to, I probably do need to keep this brigade down here, and I think two brigades should be enough to be able to take out farmers, if that's what it is. I think they're farmers. 2 brigades should be plenty. Now, I've got a bad buggy model if I remember right. Have a look. Actually, this one's not bad. It's not bad. It's just, it's not that good. But I might be, if I make some buggies. Okay. Can't do it. And the reason why I can't do it is no troops. Okay. So we haven't got enough troops. What I'll do is I'll move these forwards. I'm going to get these guys moving in, and we're going to see what we can see with regards to the enemy. I'm going to have to probably get some, if we've got any. No, we've got no spies yet. 24 political points. That's all I got that turn. Okay, interesting. Supreme Command Council. Oh no, we created 52 political points there. I've kind of jumped straight into this anyway without looking at the history. I'm going to show you what happened. Okay, those guys moved back and moved down a little bit. These moved back on the western flank. On the VidCom, we gained 900 political bonus points. Failed in a promise to conquer Schleitz. I don't care. We discovered a new tech propeller engine. Yeah, I think this is not the best air technology. Well, obviously, but there's a better one that we can go for. I think turboprop's the one we want. Leader was disappointed. Yeah, I'm not bothered. And we got a recruit merc card, which we have found can be very good. I think let's have a look at the decisions next. Steel Front demands that we hire their candidate. These are never good, by the way. I don't think I remember ever having a good candidate from these. I don't like to take them because you've just got to spend political points getting rid of them. So now she will be upset if we don't do this. He is the faction leader. Maybe you guys have had a different experience, but I've never ever, like, they don't give you good candidates. This is like a penalty. So I'm just going to say no. I don't care about that. Now, what do we put in? Do we go the Economic Council? Do we go Secret Service Council? Secret Service Council will be really useful at this point, and I've got a guy who's amazing in there. However, we probably could do with the Economic Council sooner rather than later. Let's just go and have a look at our leaders. I probably want to do some sort of reshuffle at some point. By the way, it's a fair, if you want to see who the best leaders are, sort it by capability level, okay? Generally speaking. It's not always the case. Sometimes you've got like Cap 2 and 3 that have got really high stats. But generally speaking, the higher the capability level, the better they are. Okay, so yeah, this person got an high war score. Yeah, this is a covert ops person. Let's get this guy into a Secret Service Council immediately. Okay, and we'll get that in next turn. We've got a new commander for the 3rd Machine Gun Infantry Brigade. Now, that's him. We don't want to put him in there because he's going for a council. War 17, that's bad. Yep, that's bad. And Caleb McKenna is bad. Okay, we don't want any of those. Look, I don't like, the thing is as well, if I start hiring juniors, we're going to get even more bad people in there. I kind of don't want that, but I think I'm going to have to. To see what we can get. Wilbur Banks. War 31. Perfect. Not perfect, but pretty good. So let's get that guy. Have we got, yeah, hopefully we can dismiss all these people. So let's dismiss Tim Hagen. Yeah, Wilbur Banks. There we go. Let's get him in. Okay. So he's now the OHQ commander for the 3rd Machine Gun Infantry Brigade. And yeah, we're going to get them moving up in the north, and he's actually going to be responsible for taking on this battle. Now, Dick Sirius does not need to be sat here. He's actually really good. I mean, either we redeploy these guys and trust Cael to keep this line, or we move him and we leave we leave them there and we just switch these guys around. He's also really good, look. I mean, I think if I was really wanting to min-max this game, I could really kind of mess around with the way that I could really look at exactly who I want in each job, you know? Like some of these, for example, this guy got really high war ratings. So cool. Yeah, this guy, this one wants to be in covert ops. He's amazing. Like having a cap 4 with 71 covert ops into my nation at this point. For a start, it's going to make it really difficult for anybody to get any spies in here. I think we're going to this game's kind of turning into like North and South Korea look. Have you seen this? It even looks a little bit like it. It's in the same kind of shape. So we're going to be like North Korea basically. We're going to have this demilitarized zone. We're going to have a big we're going to fortify this area. We're going to push out in this direction and just see what happens. And I'm going to keep pressure on this guy because, you know, we might be able to make it to the end game by being friendly with one another, but we're going to eventually we're going to go to war, and then we might see some interesting stuff with air powers and nuclear weapons and that kind of thing. All right, so that's that done. I think we're about done there. Yeah, I don't think we can do a whole lot more. Right, we could try this protectorate card. Critical success. Amazing. Weimar Hansa. Okay, so right. That's the first step that we needed into getting Weimar Hansa on our side. Now we're protecting them. If anyone attacks them, they're going to go to war with us. This is a great roll, by the way. If we now get the Foreign Affairs Council up fairly quickly, we can probably confederate these guys. I want to get spies first, so let's get... We've gone for the Secret Service Council. I don't like... I've taken a bit of a gamble, by the way, not going into Economic Council early. But I don't need to because I've got so much power. We got a decent amount of power at least. And what we need to do now is just get up another scavenging place. Another scavenging operation. I think I'm going to do that now. So... make sure we're doing this right yet. I want to get another scavenging operation up. If we can get like this filled up, like when Cael realised where I was and he was like, "Oh, you've got all that," he said, "You've got all this," and I was like, "Yup." So you know, it kind of makes up for the fact that he's taken this very early, because that's a big advantage, by the way. But if I can get this and this, and then start moving out this way, like Cael is going to go up this way. I just shooting from the hip, right? This is going to get me. This is going to be hard for me to get, but this is really, really critical. If I get, I absolutely guarantee you there's going to be a war with this guy over this. And I don't want him to have this, okay? Like, I'm being greedy. I've got to be greedy. I need to push out this way and get all of this. Okay, so I need all of this here. And so, yeah, I think I expect he's going to be trying to be pushing up this way. And my job now is to basically push out this way and deny him access to this. Because if I can deny him access to this, this is a big amount of scavenging, right? And this, providing that I do need to take another zone, I think, because the quicker I get zones, the better. But I think that we are going to go to war over this. Now, he's going to struggle to get through here. If I can get over this, maybe this is what I do. Okay, here's a plan. Maybe we get the 1st Infantry Brigade and we move out this direction here. And we get my pen tool up, okay? Oops. There we are. Excuse me, 1 minute. What I don't like is Shadow Empire also, because of the hotkeys that it uses, Shadow Empire like starts moving stuff off the map. Okay, so yeah, we're going to get the 1st, and we're going to go like this, and I'm going to take that, right? And if we can hold this mountain range here and this area here, we've essentially penned this guy in. What does that mean strategically? It means that the game's going to be more interesting, I think. 2. If we can keep this guy contained, he's going to have to go this way and this way, or through me, right? Now, I don't know where the other players are. I don't know quite where they are, but I think that if I can basically say this is my territory here, right? Kind of this kind of area, and then I can, then I've got a super strong base. Like I think with all this, we've got enough resources to really sit and kind of turtle up and tech up, and then, you know, plan some attack, plan some some attacks on my enemies basically, and to start taking some territory. Rare metals is going up. Last turn, by the way, I don't know if I showed you, but it was like right down to 0.3 for rare metals. So I think everybody's selling their metals off at the moment. See, I quite if you've got plenty of money, one of the strategies you can use. We're starting to get more into negative credit cash flow. I think what I need to do is kind of soon is get up a internal affairs council. I also need the economic council. So full speed ahead on getting political points. That's why I've got the advisor attached to the Supreme Command Council. Yeah, this guy's got the, he's got this guy attached here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get another council up relatively soon, which means we're going to have to increase the size of our bureaucracy relatively soon. So let's get the recycling up next. That's going to take a couple of turns, and we'll get the bureaucratic office 2 up next after that, and then start pumping out units. At that point, I'm going to carry on just getting more scavenging. It's going to cost a lot of money, by the way, to get all this up. But if we get the internal council up and we can start raising our taxes, this is something we can technically do. But it's the secretary that's playing this card, right? And that's, I don't know. Secretary here has not got a very good admin skill. So we need to get the internal affairs council up and get someone decent in there, I think. All right, I was really lucky, by the way, with that junior that I got. Very, very lucky there, being able to put somebody decent in this. So yeah, that's my plan. I'm gonna kind of, I think I'm gonna try and push this way. I'm gonna try and beat Cael to this. Now it is going to be an infantry job. Look at all these. We're going to be marching through kilometers and kilometers of rough terrain, and if we can get out there before him, and he's going to see what I'm doing. That means I'm going to have to get another brigade down here. But I'm going to have plenty of manpower. Let's have a look at High Peak. Yeah, we're making plenty of people. I think what I'll do is next turn I'm going to increase the amount of recruits we've got going. But I do need, for the time being, I think I do need to get. Yeah, maybe I'll bring the second down. Move these guys out. I have a bit of a think about that. I need to kind of figure out how I'm going to go about that. Either way, I'm probably going to have to put a road out this way. Oh, look at that, 300 points. Yeah, we're going to have to get a road going out that way. Like that. Okay, that's going to relieve these guys of some of their issues as well. Yeah, and then we're going to have to do some combat here. And by the way, whoever else is in there, like if Cael's going to be moving up this way, he's also, he's going to have to do some, he's going to have to fight the marauders that are up here too. Okay, I think we've about got that done. Right, so I'm basically, yeah, I kind of sneakily need to take this too. That is in a demilitarized zone technically, so he can't take that. Now, I don't know how, we didn't really technically agree on how far this line goes. So we need to talk about that, I think. Anyway, interesting stuff. I tell you what, I like the diplomacy in this game. It feels like less of a zero-sum game than Dominions, to be honest. I really do like that. I think it's, because you can say, I mean, in Dominions, you might say, okay, look, you give me that territory and I'll move back, or, we'll have a non-aggression pact, whatever. I think in this, you can say, right, I want this hex, I want this hex, but, I'll give you this and I'll give you that. So it's like you can actually start getting really technical, like, okay, this is going to be a demilitarized zone. You don't enter this area. You're allowed to keep a unit here, station here. You can actually start to get some real world sort of, kind of military political wrangling going on. And I love it. It's so cool. It's really, really cool. All right, guys, I'll do an idiot check offline, off the camera, and then I shall catch you next time and we'll figure out where we're going with the rest of this game. It's been exciting so far, though. Okay, take care.